Alright guys, so I'm going to do a bit of an autobiography again, alright? So I have my first autobiography, which you can look up by looking up autobiographical or documentary and Marco DC. You can see it, it's really good. It's a bit long and the outfit choice was really good. It was a really nice outfit. I wore that sheer pearl black shirt. It was really nice. I was really fit in it. It was a really nice video, so I think you'll like it. And it talks a bit about my childhood. It talks a bit about my ambition and who inspired me to be on YouTube and all that. So I'm going to do another autobiography. All right, this is going to be kind of like a driven autobiography. All right, a very driven autobiography. It's going to focus on how I'm really kind of someone that really kind of, oh well, yes, I'm starting it now. So, well, I kind of started from the beginning, but it's kind of like, it focuses on how I'm really kind of aggressive in terms of succeeding and doing really well. Now, it's not negative aggressiveness, it's just mostly, I'm very healthy, so for me, to be lazy is just not my thing. If you are lazy or someone that doesn't work hard, it's not, that's your style, and by all means I'm not going to take that away from you, but for me, I've always been very hardworking. I've always been really kind of challenging myself. I don't see myself being stagnant. I don't see myself kind of like doing nothing, If I was a billionaire, I would still like to work. That's the kind of person I am. If I'm 85 years old, 95 years old, 105 years old, 115 years old, I would still want to work. I would still try my best. Well, I think if I'm 115, if I'm working, I'm very lucky. But I would still do my best to work. I would consider my life something where I don't want to be lazy at any age. I just don't see myself being someone that doesn't like to do something or doesn't like to be active. I'm very active in a lot of ways. I like to spend a lot of time doing things that are gonna move me forward, give me a chance to be successful. And I like to be fit. I like to be very fit. Now for me, being fit is something that is, it's something that's easier for me because I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I don't drink alcohol, I don't drink coffee. So for someone like that, well, obviously being fit is a lot easier, okay? Dieting and exercise is quite easy for me. I can probably not eat for like a week, but I want to look good, so I don't want to be anorexic, so I eat. But I can choose not to eat for like a week. I'm that motivated on diet and exercise. Well, you guys have seen me. I look very healthy, so that's not something I do. Don't worry, okay? But I'm not starving myself to look this good. I think if you saw me get really thin, then you'd be worried. But I never get to that point because I love eating. It's tasty. It's yummy. I love to eat. I just have a willpower that I can restrain and refrain from eating easily. And I can also exercise a lot as well. For me, I can run for about, let's see, how many hours? I can probably run for 5 hours straight. Run, not just walk, but run. I can dance probably for about maybe 16 hours straight. So I've never tried to dance. I think the most I've danced in a row was 13 hours straight. And the most I've done at the gym was an 8-hour workout, okay? So yes, I'm motivated. Yes, I like to challenge myself. Yes, I'm very high energy. I'm very positive as well. And who can blame me, right? I'm positive because I'm very ambitious and very hardworking, and it's something that comes naturally to me because of the choices I've made in my life. But I really have my parents to thank and people around me because I'm very blessed to have the people around me. Because first of all, my parents I have a lot to thank for them, obviously, because it's rare to look this good. Now, I don't consider myself rare, and there's a lot of good-looking people out there. There's enough that you can see them, but they're out there, and people that are watching my channel, and lots of you are very good looking, but very, very good looking. You're probably better looking than me, in my opinion, because I look at myself all the time, so I'm bored of myself. But you're probably I know there's a very, very, very good looking people watching my channel. I've met them. I've told them to subscribe. I've seen them, guys and girls both. I've seen gorgeous people, and my best friend is one of the most gorgeous people on the planet. I think in my personal opinion, my best friend is someone that I've never seen anyone look better than, and not even a celebrity, not even a performer, not even a model. Nobody's looked better than my best friend. So yes, there's probably a lot of gorgeous, gorgeous people watching my channel. But for me, I just kind of like, well, it's easier for me to focus on that because I'm very lucky health-wise. Oh yeah, so my parents, yes. So with my parents being so healthy, my dad was always an entertainer all throughout his life while he was married. So when he was entertaining, he was very healthy. All the ladies loved him. He was a construction worker all his life as well. He still is a construction worker. He still is a musician in his 80s. So he's very, very lucky. Now, all the women love him. They think he's so good looking and they love him. And of course, when he was younger, he looked like me, so he was very popular all the time. People loved him very easily. It's something that you can't really, it's not like you're going to be like, oh, I don't like that guy, he's too good looking, Nobody says that, really. Unless they're jealous, and yes, they might, but for the most part, people like good looking people. That's why Hollywood stars do so well. But I was very, very blessed to have, my mom was very, very good looking when she got married. She was very good looking. She was super good looking. The funny thing is, my parents were so good looking that I kind of, when you have parents like that, you don't think to yourself, oh, they're great, they look so good, I'm going to be so good when I get older. When you're a child, you don't think about that because you're like, well, you're just kind of like doing your own thing, you want to have a good childhood. I never really felt my childhood was bad. I really enjoyed it. I was always considered the good-looking one, in some sense, for the most part. I never really focused on looks, really, when I was a kid. I did, but it wasn't, like, too serious or anything like that. But I was very, very blessed to have good parents, and the genes were so phenomenal. It's like, well, and of course my dad wanted a boy, very badly, and when my parents had 5 kids, so when he had me, he was very, very grateful because he knew I would look like him, so he gave me a very good name. So he was very pleased with my name when he gave it to me. And so he knew, yes, I'd probably be good looking. And when I was younger, he wanted me to play the accordion because he plays the accordion. He wanted me to do musician things and stuff like that. But I was kind of like, well, I just don't want to do that. Luckily, in some sense, it was good for me to not focus on entertainment and modeling and anything like that. When I was 18, I tried to be a model, I tried to take ballet classes. That didn't pan out. But luckily for me, I never really focused on that. Like when I was a kid, I didn't even take drama in school, not in university. I wasn't someone that was gonna take drama or anything like that. I'm completely self-taught. Now I did perform a performance in a Hispanic dance when I was younger, and I looked super good. Like I was in such great shape. It was amazing. I wish I did videos then. That would have been awesome. But I did perform that, and for me, it was kind of like, well, it was. And I lived in Toronto for some time as well. And during that time, I only applied for modeling once, and I got 4th place out of the top. There was 3 people chosen. I got 4th place, but I was really, really nervous. So I think that's why they chose the other 3. I was probably way better looking than the other 3. Well, maybe not way better looking, but better looking. So they chose them instead. So being 4th place and being kind of like, well, that's pretty awesome, and I was super nervous. I think they were like, okay, even if this guy's probably the best looking one here, but we can't hire him, he's too nervous, so how can we hire him? So they didn't hire me, so I got rejected there, and it was kind of like, well, that was all pretty much that I really did. I didn't really do anything centrally focused on acting or music or singing or dancing or anything like that. Not even modeling or anything like that. But after I left Toronto and moved to Winnipeg again, I pursued modeling. So I kind of thought, this is something I want to do. I think I could do a good job. I took it seriously that time, and I got the job, so I'm a model. So I'm very grateful about that. Now, it's something that like I said, I never pursued it, and I think that was a blessing. I think that was really good. I think if I was saturated, like some child stars or people that are famous all their lives don't really know another world. They don't really know another life, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Some people do really well like that. But I think I'm kind of grateful that my life was a lot of other things before it was acting or modeling or anything like that, or singing and dancing, anything like that. So I had a full life with a lot of things that were not those things. And when I decided to do those things on YouTube, it was an easy transition because I was very lucky with looks. I was very talented. I'm very creative. I'm super creative, as you can probably tell with my videos. But I was very lucky to just ease into it, and because of the fact that I had a lot of experience with many other things that were not acting, not modeling, not singing, or anything like that, I was able to have a full life. As maybe some people would think that's not a full life because you weren't doing those things, but personally for me, it was good to have a life where it wasn't centered on those things, because I think it would have been. I'm very grateful that I was never a child star. Now, some people do very, very well, like Britney Spears. I'm pretty sure she'll be successful all her life. I don't think she's going to have a tough time being someone getting older and dealing with aging. I don't think she's going to worry too much about that. I think she's great all her life. I think she'll be really, really good. That being said, so she was a child star. She was able to transition into a life where she was always a celebrity and dealing with that. And for her, it worked out. But for me, I really think that because I had a life before all of this, and I'm not famous yet, I'm not getting paid on YouTube. I think I should be, but I'm not. But before all that, before all this YouTube stuff, and before I might get famous, before all that, I think I will get famous. But before all that, I did things that were. In childhood, I was a child. I was free to be. I didn't have to worry about following any rules about being picky about how you look on camera. I wasn't worried about how whether I was, really adorable or pleasing my parents in terms of my paycheck. I wasn't worried about that, and that was a good thing, I think. I really think that was a good thing. Now, I think being a child star is a good thing. I think we need child stars. Children need people to be famous too. They can't just focus on adults. But they need someone to look up to and someone to be a star. They do. I really think they do. But for me, I think it was really good that I wasn't a star as a child. For me, I think it would have been something that I mean, you don't know any differently. Britney Spears doesn't know any differently. She's a star. She's pretty much always been a star. There's other people like Christina Aguilera that have always been a star. You don't know any differently, but I think if you are someone that was always in it and had no other kind of like life besides being a star, then I think it's a lot harder. I don't know for sure. I never dealt with that, so I don't know. But, like my life, when I was younger, when you're not a star, when you're not famous, even now I'm not famous, but when you're not a star, I'm doing quite well, but I'm not famous yet. But when you're not a star, I think it's a lot easier for you to be like, well, if someone doesn't think you're good looking or someone talks to you in a way you don't like or whatever, you don't say to them, I'm a star, why would you do that, But if you are someone that has grown up all your life being in the spotlight, and then people say negative things, you're kind of like, you kind of don't know, you kind of just might be spoiled, or you might be self-centered. But I heard Britney Spears was a nice person, and I believe it, because she's never had she's had paparazzi, but now she doesn't. So I'm pretty sure Britney Spears is a nice person. I don't know, I've never met her, but in terms of being that successful, and being that seen in the spotlight as a star, you kind of have to have a persona that's not outlandishly rude or whatever. There are people that are like that and they do well maybe, but that doesn't go a long way. It doesn't help their careers. I think if you're really rude to everyone as a star, you might not get opportunities where you could be getting opportunities, right? So, but yeah, so yes, I'm really grateful that I wasn't a child star. I really think that's really important for me. All right, so going to get into more in depth with my education. So now Kim Kardashian, I heard, is getting a law degree. Not sure if that's true, but if she is, all the power to her. That's awesome. I really think that's awesome, and it's really motivating and inspiring for people. It's like finally news that kids could grow up listening to and think, yes, finally a celebrity that's normal. They're doing something. They're doing something where they can be successful in a different way, and they don't even need to. They're doing something where they're like, yes, they actually are spending time bettering themselves, because that's useful in terms of your career as a star as well. Education is not something you could laugh at, really. The more education you have, the better. But I have 2 degrees, so I'm very grateful that my mom taught me to be very educated. She was like, you can't be someone that does nothing. You have to have an education. I don't want you to be a construction worker like your father, because it's hard work and it's a lot of work. My dad did well. And my dad finds it easy to be a construction worker, I think. But for me, it was a good thing that she taught me. Education is a better way to go. You won't get injured in construction. Not that I would, but she was like, well, you want to have a life where you have more options, more things to choose from. So that's a hint for you guys. If you want a better life, an education might be good if you can afford it. All right. So that was really good. My mom taught me to have an education. So I'm really grateful to that as well. Now, my mom was very, very strict with me. She was very hard on me because she knew I was very popular, and I was someone that was very kind of like someone that would get a lot of attention. So she was very careful with me, and she was very overprotective. She really wanted to make sure that I was safe almost at all times, If I was going away on a trip for a weekend, she would be crying. If I was going away anywhere, she would make sure, you got to be happy, you got to be safe, you got to make sure you have everything in place. She was someone that made sure everything ran smoothly. She was always someone that was caring and really affectionate. She was a really good mother. And there's a lot of mothers out there that are good mothers, and there are lots of moms that are really good moms. Really happy about that. It's priceless to see a mom that's like really nice and really, really affectionate with their kids, and likes to make sure they have an education, and likes to make sure they're happy, and likes to make sure they have everything they need. And it's quite amazing to see. Some moms are very, you kind of think to yourself, well, you kind of think to yourself, well, they may not have all the tools to be good moms. Maybe like my mom grew up poor, and so for us growing up, it wasn't easy. But she tried giving me everything I possibly could get, or possibly could have, She wasn't happy with me not having enough, and I may have been someone growing up with a situation where we weren't rich or anything, but she always made sure I had enough, and I had a little bit more than enough. So even though I want to be a star and make millions and millions and millions of dollars, I'm very low maintenance. I don't need a lot. Like, I don't eat a lot. I mean, sometimes I do eat a lot, but I don't shop a lot. I do shop a lot for the lot. Like, all of these things you see are very nice, but like compared to somebody else, I probably don't shop a lot. But I also budget as well. So if I'm not doing as well, I'm not going to shop a lot. But I do like nice clothes, and I do like fancy things. But if I'm not like super, like once I'm rich on YouTube, and I'll go at any cost to make sure I buy the nicest things. Lady Gaga designer wear, stuff that Lady Gaga would wear, stuff that she would wear even at Molina, or Marco things that would be things that I can use from Lady Gaga's designer. I would buy all those things. I'm very into fashion. I'm very into gorgeous things. I'm very into being showy in a humble way. I'm very into being showy. I'm very into being someone that addresses things like fancy houses, or I like the showy things. I like the celebrity things that celebrities have, that everyone's like, oh wow, that's crazy. You have all that? That's crazy. I'm very into that kind of lifestyle. But right now I'm not going to be into that, because I don't have, I mean, I'm doing decent, but I'm not like doing so well that I can just buy whatever I want and, throw something out if it doesn't please me for a year, and as a celebrity, I think obviously if you make, let's say your net worth is 300 million, well, you can obviously toss things or not really worry about what you're spending, but I think I'd still be someone that worries about what I spend, or I'd be someone that, not worries, but budgets. I would still be someone that budgets. I know you're probably thinking you have $300 million in your bank account. Do you really need to budget? But, there are celebrities that gets kind of like go bankrupt. It does happen. So I would be very budgeting. I'd be very good with my finances. I'd make sure that I have all things in place that would be like, don't overspend, because let's say the clothes I buy now I can afford, and the things that I buy now I can afford. When I'm doing really, really well, then I can afford lots. But if I'm not doing as well, then I can't afford as much. But if I'm doing really, really well, I can afford lots. But if I'm really, really rich and a really rich celebrity, and I'm buying things that are like $1 million each, or a shirt, obviously I got to be careful. And if you have 300 million in the bank, you probably don't have to be careful, but I would just do it because I'm like that. But this is all easier said than done. I mean, unless you're actually in the role of a celebrity, or you're actually in the role of somebody that's that rich, then you're not gonna not gonna know what you would do in that situation. But I would say I'm someone that is very very practical, I'm trying to think of the word here. I'm very mindful of the things that I buy and the things that I do. I'm very mindful, and it's kind of like, well, what kinds of but like I said, if I was really, really rich, I like the fancy things. I like things that are really nice. I like good foods. I like going on trips. I like all that stuff. But I need to do a lot better on my YouTube channel to do that. Right now I'm not even getting paid on YouTube, which you might be like, he's really, really good, he's super amazing. How is he not getting paid? Well, I'm actually not. Believe it or not, I'm not. But yes, so I need a lot more subscribers to get paid. Even to get paid a dime, okay? But yes, so it's something that you really. Oh yeah. So anyway, so if I like that lifestyle, which is probably why I'm on YouTube. You're not going to go on YouTube or try to be famous if you don't like that lifestyle. Well, you could be like that. Maybe you just want to be a minimalist, but you want to have money for a nice house. That's possible, but it seems kind of unlikely. I'm very much kind of the person that's like, I don't need a lot. I can live off not much, but I do like luxurious things, and if I have the luxuries there and I can afford all of them reasonably, and maybe I have an overabundance of money and I can get anything I want, I would definitely go all out on this channel. I already go quite all out right now, but I would go really all out, like really all out. You would see, I would probably wear like, well, what celebrities wear, the really flashy stuff. Now for some reason, I really feel I have better taste than a lot of celebrities. Now that's their worst videos. When you see their best videos, you're like, yeah, that's in line with what I'd buy. That's in line with how I look, with the clothes they wear and all that. So I would say I like that lifestyle. I like boats. I like yachts. I I like fancy cars. I like all that. And who wouldn't like that? But that would be really cool to put in my videos. I would really enjoy that. I would do special effects on my videos. I would edit. I would buy programming software for my videos. I would buy a lot of nice clothes from designers. But I would be reasonable about it. I mean, and like I said, if you have $300 million, what's really reasonable? You can be buying whatever you want at that point. But I mean, the top YouTubers, the people that get paid the most on YouTube, don't make a lot of money. So if I was just a YouTuber, then I wouldn't make that much money. So it's a lot, like $20 million a year for some of the top people. YouTube it's a lot, but compared to what you could be making in other things, or compared to other celebrities that make a lot more, that's not that much. I mean, it's a lot to the common person. Obviously, what's in abundance for them, but it's not a lot in terms of someone that's a celebrity. Or even a YouTuber. Some YouTubers make a ton more money because they're in other ventures or they're doing a bunch of other things, so they're making a lot more money in other things, so you don't think of them as just a YouTuber. But I mean, if I just chose to be a YouTuber and not a celebrity, or a YouTuber celebrity if you want to call it that, then I wouldn't be making a huge amount of money compared to like the top stars. Or compared to entrepreneurs. Some entrepreneurs make way more than celebrities. So if you're thinking celebrity is the be-all, end-all, well, a lot of people make a lot more money than that. So yes, okay. So anyway, about my autobiography. So my life. I'm very. I would say for the longest time I was very. So going back to the fact that I lived a normal life, so I was very, I was kind of shy as well when I was growing up as well. I didn't want to be in front of the camera. I didn't want to. I mean, I liked taking pictures because I thought I looked good, but I was a really shy kid for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it was because my dad was popular and doing very well, so everybody was like they want to get a picture of me, maybe. Or whatever, but I was really shy for some reason. I don't know why. I was so adorable, but I was just super shy for some reason. But I grew out of that, as you can tell. But yes, I'm very grateful to have the things that I have as well. So this is kind of a side note on the whole autobiography. So I'm very good looking, as you can see, and I'm very talented. And it's totally a fluke that I was like that. I mean, because everybody's, when you're young and you grow up, you don't really focus on looks. You don't really focus on being a star. But when you grow up and you're like, wow, I can really take this to the next level. I can really be someone that's popular worldwide. I can be someone that's Hollywood star quality. I can be really popular. So when you actually see that and you think, holy, that's crazy, you're like, okay, well that's, when you're a child, you don't think of that, and when you grow up, you're like, wow, awesome, I'm so happy I can be whatever I want. So anyway, I'm really happy to do this autobiography for you guys. That was just a bit of, that's the end of it pretty much. Now it was kind of a bit all over the place, but it was a bit organized. The whole point of this autobiography is to show how driven I am and how hardworking I am and how it's something that I just don't even think about. Like, people want to retire at 50. If I'm a billionaire, I won't retire at 50. I'll retire at 90 or 95 or 100, maybe even 105. Like, for me, working is fun. I love it. So it's always been something I've really liked. I've always liked meeting new people. I've always liked practicing ways of earning more money. I've always liked different things. So that's kind of where I'm at. And just a bit more on my YouTube channel. So this autobiography kind of missed out on that. So I have 12 months of videos on my YouTube channel. And they're really, really good. Now, you might think to yourself, yes, you say they're really, really good. And yes, they're amazing. I see that. I really see that. But when you actually compare them to celebrities, and obviously the top stars, yes, they're doing quite well. Some videos of the top stars are like, whoa, like I watch a video and I'm like, holy, that's a star, you can tell. And all the stars can relate to that. I think if you are a celebrity or you have a one-hit wonder even, your video has reached a massive audience, has been favorited by many, has a cult following, has been really popular. So when you see that, whenever you see that video, you're automatically drawn to either love it or hate it. And it's something that you can't control really because it's so popular that everybody has an opinion on it. Everybody thinks it's good enough that it makes them sick, or it's good enough that they're happy with it. Okay, so everyone has an opinion about it. And when you are someone that has worked very hard on YouTube and has 12 months worth of videos, and you really feel that you meet that Hollywood standard, you kind of think to yourself, well, you kind of think, well, my videos are like that. I'm very well liked, but I also have people that are like, oh, he's too good, or oh, this is really appealing. I can watch this all day, every day, repeatedly. I have that quality about me. Now, it doesn't show in my views. I have a lot of views. I have a decent amount of views. I have a decent amount of subscribers, but it doesn't show necessarily. I mean, there are some people with there's a lot of people with way more views. Obviously, I'm not even getting paid on YouTube, so if I'm not getting paid on YouTube, that tells you that I'm not a star yet. But I really feel I'm the making of a star. I really feel like I'm an icon right now, even though I'm not getting the cash flowing in, or I'm not, you could feel like a star before you're a star, right? You can feel like, and obviously every celebrity started out as a non-star before they were a star. So I feel like I'm a star already. I totally feel like I'm really that good. I'm really amazing. I feel like I'm on top of the world with how good my videos are. That's just how I feel. I might be wrong, but I really don't think I'm wrong. I really feel that my stuff is super good and so appealing to everyone if they all saw it. Now, that's the kind of attitude you need to have a channel. If you don't think your stuff is good, at least to other people, you might not like it, but if you think other people love it, then that's when you have a channel. So anyway, I work very hard. I have a lot of different outfits. I have a lot of different song covers. I have a lot of different dancing videos. I have a lot of different Melina videos. I have 10 talents. I do motivational speeches, dieting tips, exercising tips for free. I do slam poetry, memes, all kinds of stuff. So, I do covers. I do my own original hits. I do Melina covers. I do Melina's own original hits. I do commercials even. I do commercials as well. So you might think, okay, he's good. He's done a lot, but he's done commercials. And what kind of commercials? Well, I've done some with Melina, and I think I've done some Pepsi commercials, Marco. Some I'm not sure which ones, but you can see for yourself. Look for them. Look for ad. Look for commercial. There's a lot of ads on my channel which I've done, which is not really the commercial I'm talking about. But maybe look for Pepsi or Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi, and you might see some. Now, another thing before I end this autobiography, I'm going to end it very soon. But when you have a look at my channel, don't just look at one video and think, this is not good, I don't like it, it's not a good channel. I know that's obvious. I think that's obvious to everyone. If you see a channel, even Madonna or Shawn Mendes, you might not like a video. And that goes without saying. If you're a famous person, even people don't like one of their videos. But when you're new and you're kind of like wanting to get famous, you have to tell people that because they kind of don't know that you're good, right? So I have some videos that are really, really bad, like really, really bad. And I have some videos that are like, holy, this guy is real. Like, he's not a robot. He's not a cyborg. So I have some videos like that. So it totally is something that you have to see to believe the good ones. And the bad ones are like, well, can I judge this guy's channel on this? No, you can't. That's not how my channel is for the most part. I have 9,500 videos now, including this autobiography, this driven autobiography. So you have a lot to look at, a lot to enjoy. Look at it all day, have fun with it, totally enjoy it, really enjoy. Work out to it if you like working out. Relax on the beach before the end of summer at the lake, watching it. Relax with with a drink at home or with dinner while watching. Watch it on your work breaks or watch it on whatever time of day you want to watch. If you're bored, if you're at a party and you want to play music, why not play my videos? That's fine. I don't mind. So whatever you want to do with my videos, as long as it's positive. That's kidding. No, but whatever you want to do with my videos, you can watch while you. Well, sorry, not whatever you want to do with my videos, but however you want to watch them. But whatever you're doing while watching, you can do anything. Yeah, I'm up for my videos being watched while you're working out, because I like people that are ambitious, hardworking, and I like people that are just extremely lazy. They might be on welfare and they don't want to do anything ever, and they have the internet and they want to watch my videos. And by all means, go ahead. I really enjoy that too. I'm all for all types of lifestyles, all types of people, all types of situations. And I'm all for encouraging all my fans to succeed in whatever form they think succeeding is. So really enjoy your life. Watch my videos. Love my videos. Listen to my covers. Enjoy. Totally have fun. Watch lots. Binge watch. Thank you. All right. Hope you enjoyed that biography.